Hi, Eric Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I'm going to tell you 7 tips, photography tips for April 2023. So let's start. Tip number 1. I advise you watch movies, films, okay? You go to the cinema or you go on your Netflix or whatever and you look at movies. Many people, when they watch movies, the first thing they want to do is to get the same color palette, okay? The same colors, the same look. And well, it's easy to get this in post-production. What's really difficult is composition. You cannot change it once the picture is made, okay? So I advise you watch movie thinking of the composition, how they place the element, and as it is on a really wide format, it's harder to compose, okay? So it's really important you watch, you analyze, you see, you stop the movie. If you watch on your computer, you stop it, you have a look, how is it composed, all this. Sometimes there are a really wide space, really large space, it's hard to compose, but when it's a narrow space, it's also hard to compose. You can learn a lot. I saw the movie The Whale that the actor won the Oscar as Best Actor. It's everything in the living room and a bedroom. It's really so small, and you see how hard it must be to compose, okay? Don't forget one thing. In a movie, they place each element where they want. When you make picture like here, you're not going to move the tree for me, okay? For your picture, okay? So obviously, it's probably harder for you than in the movie. But when you watch this, you will learn a lot about composition. So watch movies. Tip number 2. When you make a picture with a telelens, it's easy, more or less easy to compose. Why? Because you narrow on the subject, so you really close up, so you don't have that much element to manage. What's really hard is to compose with wide angle or ultra wide angle. So I advise you learn with a wide angle or ultra wide angle because you have a lot more elements to place in your picture. It's a lot harder. So you will be aware of the difficulties, you concentrate better, at the end you make better pictures, okay? So if you're on the street, for example, maybe you have a rubbish bin, you don't want it in your picture probably, except if it's a special rubbish bin, but that forces you to compose, to move yourself, to place yourself, bit up, bit down, whatever, okay? So I advise you really train with wide angle and you will better a lot the way you compose your picture. It's always possible to narrow later, okay? But if you always do too narrow, the day you want to do a large composition, it's a lot harder. Train with wide angle, okay? Advice number 3. Very often we watch picture on Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform, okay? And we try to learn from these pictures. But when you're a beginner, it's hard to know if this picture, although they may be fantastic for you, but on the technical side of it, are they good? Are they really that brilliant? At the beginning, we think everything is nice, okay? And with time, you realize there are some good, very good, and some bad and very bad pictures, okay? So, if you watch your neighbor's picture, maybe you think he's a genius, and maybe he's not. So, I think you can keep playing and having fun watching pictures of a friend and other contact on social networks. But if you want to make sure to check something that is guaranteed to be good, forget about photography. Check painters, classical painters. When you see painting by Rembrandt, for example, you're going to learn about composition and also about lighting. There are other like Miguel Angel, or I don't know how you call it, Miguel Angelus, I don't know how you call it in English, okay? Or Da Vinci. You're going to learn the way they compose, the way they work, the light, how they manage light, all this. So you are not sure that your neighbor will be famous in 200 years. You are guaranteed that Da Vinci was good because he's still famous, he's still good. I don't speak painters about like 10 years ago, I speak these classical painters. So I recommend to learn about composition and lighting and the way they play with light, how it comes on the painting. Check them. Check classical painters, okay? The following point is really important. I'm going to do some simile with driving, okay? There are 2 kinds of drivers. You have the excellent drivers and you have the excellent pilots. And there's a massive difference. We don't speak about the bad driver and bad pilots. Speak about the excellent ones, okay? The excellent driver is a guy who follows the road code, the road rules. It doesn't overspeed, doesn't pass a red light, traffic light, respect everything, don't cut curves, goes perfect. That's the perfect driver following the rule how to drive, okay? He will never go too fast, never go too slow, never go too crazy, will be perfect driver. And then you have the pilot. And you see the pilot, an excellent pilot, is just the opposite, is a bad driver on the road. Well, he could be a bad, if he did what he did on the circuit, it would be a bad driver, okay? But a pilot goes fast, brakes too late, accelerate too early, cut curves, just go mad, okay? So many people think, well, I want to be a pilot. That's fantastic. I mean, this driver, excellent driver, has to respect a lot of rules, and this excellent pilot doesn't have to respect any rule. You are wrong. This excellent pilot respects many rules. I don't speak about the circuit rules, about he has to stop on the pit stop. No, I don't speak about this. I speak physics. If he doesn't respect physics, he's going to crash. So he respects rules. So many people think that both drivers, the excellent driver and the excellent pilot, one respects rules and the other one doesn't. They both do. And what does that mean? That if you think photography is like driving, and you think being a pilot is doing whatever you do, you are completely wrong. Because even when someone says, I don't follow the rules, this is not true. Maybe he's not aware that he's following rules. But from the minute we are born, we are surrounded by many things, many aesthetical things that are made according to rules, and we just see them all the time, our brain sees them, and then when we think we do something, it's intuition, actually we are still following rules. For example, in the Western world, we normally read from left to right, and in some other countries, in Eastern, they read from right to left or vertical, whatever, okay, originally, because now there are some people of any nation in any country almost, okay, but that's the idea. So it means if as a French person I read from left to right, when I see a picture, also see it from left to right, okay? It means the way I place the element will affect the way I see the picture, the way I feel the picture. So when I compose, I think maybe it's intuition, but I'm actually following a rule. It's the way my public, if it's Occidental also, will watch the same way. So when people think they don't follow rules, very often they do follow rules, and very often they're really clear rules, okay? So my advice is really simple. You must learn all the rules, okay? All of them, practice them, because that will allow you to be an excellent driver, okay? Excellent driver is not a fast pilot, is not the best pilot, is an excellent driver. It gives you a guarantee of some good results. That will be acceptable, technically fine, okay? But maybe though your picture won't be exceptional. So when you know the rules, dominate the rules, it will be time to become a pilot. This is where you have more freedom, decide what rule you mix with what other, when you use this one, not this one, if you can avoid to use them or create your own rules, but you're able to do that because you know the base rule, okay? So that's really important. Don't believe that an excellent pilot doesn't follow rules, and don't believe an excellent photographer doesn't follow any rules. They always do, even if they say they don't, because very often they think they don't, and obviously they don't even know which rule they are following. It's just intuition, but the intuition you have is made by your experience and what you always have seen all over your life since you were born. So learn the rules, and then you decide how to apply them, how to avoid them, how to mix them, okay? Advice number 5. I see many people, if they make a picture like here, for example, I mean, if you go to your kid's birthday, don't think about technique, don't think about composition, forget it. Make the picture and that's it. That's fine that's a souvenir and that's it, okay? But let's say you make a picture of here. Why do you make just one picture? Some people make 2 in case the first one is bad. That's not the idea. The idea you're going to make 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 pictures, but on every picture, you're going to think a different composition. Move yourself higher, lower, left, right, further, closer, doesn't matter, okay? But you decide what you do and you make 10 different pictures. And this way you're going to learn how to compose in different way that will help you decide what you like best, what you like most, what you prefer, your style, and bit by bit you will select the way you prefer to compose, and this way you will have your own style. Some people will see your picture and they will know it's you, okay? Because the way you do it. But for this you need to train, And many people, it takes them years to have their own style because they don't actually train, they don't actually decide what they like, what they don't like, and they don't test enough things, okay? So when you have a situation, you have time, don't make one picture, make 5, 10, but not the same pictures. Move yourself, change composition, okay? When we start in photography, we don't know what to do, and we listen to anyone. Take very much care of others' opinion. That's really important. There are two kinds of people who are going to give an opinion about your pictures. People who have good intention and people who have bad intention. People normally are going to slash you in public, in Facebook groups, for example. I made a video about this, okay? They will probably be bad photographers. Normally, they don't publish anything. But really what they enjoy is to see that you feel bad when they say your picture is bad, okay? And very often, these people, they don't publish anything. Most of the time, they don't know anything about photography. They think they know, and their way to feel better is to make you feel bad, okay? So avoid that kind of people. Don't read them, don't listen to them, okay? But then there are some people with good intention. Normally, someone who wants to criticize your picture and has something really bad to tell you, normally they send you a private message and they want to help genuinely. They really want to help, okay? They don't do it in public, okay? But then there are some people who criticize in a good way, educated, they want to help, but there are two kinds. People who do know about photography and they know what they speak about and they really want to help you, and others, they have no clue. They give you advice that are no good at all. So it's really hard at the beginning to know who is telling the truth, who's doing right, who's doing wrong, who's telling wrong, who has experience to be able to help you, okay? So it's important, when you feel something is no good, try to speak to several people, to have several opinions, and try to cross. Try to see who is telling you some piece of advice, what kind of picture they do, and if that person is, I would say, qualified. I don't want to offend anyone, okay? I know many people do it with good intention, but what they tell is probably wrong. Sometimes I may have advised someone in a wrong way, so that's possible too, okay? But actually, I made a video that was how to make critics, photo critics on the internet, okay? I'll leave you the link here, okay? So this is really important. Try to select the comments, see which one is really going to help you to better your picture, and the one that no good, just avoid them, don't even think about it, okay? And try to compare the opinion, all this, but take care with the opinion of third parties because they may destroy you or just make you believe you're good and you're not good, and tomorrow you want to be a professional and it doesn't work, okay? So try to be really careful with others' opinion, okay? Advice number 7, or maybe some kind of conclusion is, we all make bad pictures. We have made some bad pictures, we still make bad pictures, and we'll still make, in the future, bad pictures. We'll do, okay? So when you see someone who never has bad picture, probably because he doesn't want to publish or he does not publish his bad picture. That can be sometimes something that maybe it's not bad, but it's not wow, or sometimes it's just a technical failure or this. But I see that beginners, they don't try to sort out the pictures they have. They make a big confusion between a hard drive and Instagram. They publish everything. They go out on a Sunday afternoon, they make 100 pictures, and they publish 100 pictures on social networks. No, 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 why not? First, because people, they always remember the bad things, not the good ones, okay? So if you publish only your best pictures, you will feel better. People will feel that you're able to do this picture. But if you publish everything, they will be drawn in the bad things and they won't notice these fantastic pictures you have, okay? And also because if you have to make a selection, that obliges you to really analyze what you do, try to know which picture is good, which picture is bad, and this analyze helps you better your techniques, okay? So don't forget, if you publish everything, well, people will have a bad opinion of your work when you have probably maybe more good pictures than they do, just that they don't publish the bad ones. And second, that may also, when they criticize the bad one, that may, I mean, for your emotion, that will be hard, that they say your pictures are bad, okay? So do this exercise to select only your best picture. And when you have a bad picture, you know it's bad, but you would like some advice to help you better your technique, then you publish it and you say, I'm not convinced about this picture. What do you think I could do to make it better, okay? That's a good idea, okay, in this way, but not publishing everything. We all make bad pictures sometime or often, okay, but we just don't publish them, okay? So that's it. These were my 7 tips advice for April 2023. I hope you like the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button down here, there's a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. Also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links of everything I reviewed by K&F Concept, Sandmarc, and Flashes by Westcott, and some more affiliated links, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.